It's your boy Concert Viz 34, and the results are in regarding Little Yachty and how he fared on the charts for this first week of his album being out to the public. Now, I put a video out a couple weeks ago talking about the release of his album and how this would really gauge how the new school of mumble rap or kind of haphazard, like low quality effort rap would fare compared to the rest of the rap game and the rest of the music industry. And Little Yachty sold, when you include, we're going to look at the charts for the sales plus streaming. What this chart does is it uses algorithms to combine how many purchases were physically purchased at record stores, how many purchases were purchased for an album digitally, and then it takes into account how many single individual purchases, so someone buying one song on iTunes or Amazon, and it takes those purchases and the streams, how many songs are streamed from this album, and it combines it into a comprehensive chart, and it gives a certain amount of units. So we're going to go by units for each of these we talk about in this video, but just keep in mind that it's combining physical sales, digital sales, individual purchases for specific songs, and it includes streaming. But Little Yachty sold 43,755 units, according to HitsDailyDouble.com. And that is below 50,000. It is below 100,000. It's not close to gold, which is 500,000 unit equivalents. And this goes to prove my point. Like I said in the previous video, I believe that despite him, as far as Little Yachty, getting a lot of attention, despite his YouTube videos getting millions of views, despite him being the talk of hip hop, people claiming that he may have destroyed hip hop or he was an example of why hip hop is dead, his fans did not support him in levels of other rappers. And we'll actually look at the chart above him to just prove my point. Now, he's at number 5 with the 43,755 as far as the amount of units in this chart that they're calculating. Drake, who released More Life, now he's a little more pop. He got to 49,598. The Beatles released Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album, which is a classic album as far as in music and the impact of music. They have a 50th anniversary edition that sold 66,400. You know, anytime you release something from the Beatles or any classic act, you're going to get pretty high numbers of fans that will buy it. Kendrick Lamar, number 2 on this chart, at 81,954 unit equivalents. And his album, Damn, has been on the charts for a while now, probably about a month, as it is June 3rd right now. And we're looking at the week that ended on June 1st, kind of, at that Thursday, because Friday starts the new week of album sales. So that's just, if we look at Drake and Kendrick Lamar, they have had projects out for a while, and they already, this week alone, top Little Yachty. So it goes to show that for everyone worried, all these old people worrying, old hip-hop heads worrying about, oh, the young people don't understand what real hip-hop is. Yes, they do, because they purchased Kendrick Lamar's album, 81,954 equivalents, weeks after it came out. That's almost double the 43,755 that Yachty had as far as his Teenage Emotions. And at number 1, here's what's dope about this week. So Little Yachty had tons of press, tons of promotion, and hey, he has his little niche. He's still going to sell out small venues and things like that. But Little Yachty said, I'm dropping this week. Bryson Tiller, now this was a pre-planned launch, which we found out this week, but Bryson Tiller dropped the same week Yachty dropped, and he dropped his album kind of as a surprise to his fans a month early, which is bold to go up against a Little Yachty, who's he's a young rapper that has a buzz. He went head to head with Little Yachty, and he sold 116,471 units. Now he's a little bit of rap and a little bit of trap beats and R&B, but mostly R&B. But this is big, especially for a dying genre like R&B. I really hope, I like the Trey songs and some of the other. Maxwell is still making music, but R&B, as far as modern R&B, is going through kind of a process where it's re-emerging and exploring itself. But Bryson Tiller is at the top of these charts getting far more, well over double what Little Yachty did. And this is, again, for everyone who's worried about hip hop, the top seller still Kendrick Lamar this year. And if you go into late last year, late December, where J. Cole dropped For Your Eyes Only, uh, these artists like Cole and Kendrick are the ones that have the most album support. They're focused on lyrics. They have conscious lyrics. They are focused on making a difference in these kids' lives and talking about real life subject matter. And guess what? They're selling the most. And this is proof. Like I said, Little Yachty getting 43,755 his first week is proof that, look, Little Yachty will have to reemerge and come up with another album or come up with more songs and features if he wants to stay around. Otherwise, he'll be replaced. We've seen Fetty Wap kind of in that Little Yachty lane of who's this new young kid come out previously, and his album got over 100,000 his first week, and now Fetty Wap can't find a hit to release an album in 2017 after his success a couple years ago. So these rappers, this Little Yachty release shows you that these rappers that have less content, they're a little bit lazier, but they make fun rap for these teeny boppers. They have to work a lot harder to not be replaced, because Little Yachty, if he comes out with something that's subpar or average in his second album a couple years down the road, or if he comes out with another project later in the year as a mixtape and it's not hot, guess what? The next person is going to replace him. And this is great for hip hop because it's showing you want to not be replaceable, like a Kendrick, a J. Cole, a Big Sean, a Schoolboy Q, many great rappers that are putting their 100% into their lyrics and their messages. If you want to be one of those guys, you have to come with content. Content brings a movement. A movement will keep you around. We saw this with Logic this year, who sometimes he's kind of corny and kind of cringeworthy, but he has a fan base that supports him 100% because he has a message that is full of lyrics, effort, and he shows his talents when he spits. So let me know what you guys think about Little Yachty, 43,755 with the sales plus streaming chart. Is that a flop to you? I don't think it's a flop, but he did not succeed expectations. And I think that he is in jeopardy of, if he doesn't have hits, of being replaced. He can still tour and still have a little bit of a fan base, but he looks like he's going to be easily be replaceable if he doesn't come hard with his second album. As far as just the hits, I'm not talking about lyrics. He doesn't have lyrics that are good, but he can be replaced by the next, cheesy, cliche rapper that's a little bit lazy but has a catchy line or two and can make better hits. That's it for today, and I hope you guys have a good one.